when I was told to build a STEAM lab, I was really excited because I had done some STEM challenges in my class before. I sort of just got creative. I looked on the internet for ideas and I just let my imagination explode in here, and I went for it. And I decided that it would be trial and error. We would bring the classes through and we'd see how it goes. And so far it's been pretty successful. So right when a class walks in for the first time, they have no idea what they're going to be doing in this room. It's a brand new room at the school, and they walk in wondering what a STEAM lab is. So that's actually exactly where we start. On the PowerPoint, the first thing that we talk about is what is a STEAM lab, and we talk about what it stands for: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And then we move into the expectations. So I've used the school's Reach for the Stars initiative, which stands for respect, effort, attitude, cooperation, and honesty. And we talk about how those pieces fit in the STEAM lab. I get the kids to find all the different stations around the room, and we talk a lot about respecting materials. I tell them that 400 people need to use this space, and they really start to get that. So before they touch any of the materials, I make sure that the expectations are really, really clear, and we're going to have a lot of fun in here, but there are boundaries. So in the STEAM lab, my philosophy behind it is it's all about empowering the kids so that they know the routines and they know the expectations, and it really turns into a guide on the side situation really quickly. By the time I've done my 15 or 20-minute intro with a class, the kids are confident and ready to go to solve the problems and challenges that are around the room. And honestly, I get to stand back and I get to watch them amaze me most of the time. Adding incentive to each station has helped, so the kids know when they've done something that beats a challenge, they get their picture taken or they get a current record up on the wall, and that keeps the competition and the being proud of their work keeping them going really well. So this is station number 1. I called it floating boats. Kids have a variety of materials. I don't tell them too much about it at the start. I just tell them that their challenge is to build a boat that can float in the sink. If they build a boat that floats, I have a bin of marbles here, and they can test how many marbles that can hold. Once they have figured out how many marbles it can hold, we see if it beats the current record for that class, and then we also have an all-time record going on the wall for the whole school. Station number 2 is a Lego challenges station. So I'm really clear to the kids at the beginning that this is not a center. This is about being faced with a challenge and meeting that challenge. So maybe a grade 1 student walks up and they say, I can build a castle. They try to build that. If they're successful at that, they take the Velcro piece off the wall that says castle, and they hold their creation, and we take a picture of them. For intermediates or kids that can read better or need a challenge, I've created ones that are more open-ended. For example, this one is make something that starts with the letter B. So we have all sorts of different things that happen. Building the STEAM lab, it had to be about differentiation because this is used from kindergarten to grade 5. So everything has to level up as you go. Station 3 is our Osmo station. So currently we're using Osmo Tangram because I found it can really differentiate itself from K to 5 really easily. There's a junior setting that's much easier for kindergarten kids here. Basically, this system knows what you're doing in real life is what I tell the kids. So if I put this blue here, the iPad knows that that blue is there. And once I finish this picture, I can go on to the next level. So kids from all ages from K to 5 are really, really loving this. Station 4 is about cup stacking. This is one of those stations that I was like, we're just gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna be a hit or if it's gonna be a flop. And it has absolutely been a hit. So I have 3 different types of cups that I picked up at the dollar store, and kids try to build the tallest structure that they can using those. And we have a current record on the wall for this one as well that I change for each class. This is where I let my imagination explode, and I just decided to try something out, and I built a river down the middle of the room. I knew that I had Lego to work with, and I wanted to create a challenge that could be really engaging for kids. So I built this river, and the kids try to build a bridge that starts on one side of the river and goes over top, and they have a boat here that they can test it with to make sure that the boat fits underneath. So they might build a bridge like that. This is another one where it levels itself up because there are very skinny parts of the river there are very wide parts of the river, and there's an island in the middle, so I challenge some kids to build to the island and then to the other side, or I challenge them to make it even taller than the boat. Station 6 is a funny one because it doesn't look like much is going on here, but this is one where I've really empowered kids. I've told them the secret before we even get started, that there is another desk under here that they can pull out, and I've created purple spots on the floor where they need to stand the desk. When they've done that, their job is to build a suspension bridge using a variety of materials between the two desks. And if they are successful in building a bridge, there's animals in here that they can test to see how many animals it can hold. Only grade 4s and 5s do this challenge, but they've really been enjoying it. And you see those light bulbs turn on where all of a sudden one student is laying on the floor and working underneath the bridge like you'd see a mechanic working under a car. Station 7 is our straw structures station. So I had the straws and connectors in the lab, and I thought about how I could use them to create challenges, because again, I remind the kids that this is not a center like in your classroom. So I have challenges up on the wall. Again, we've got the differentiation for primary and intermediate, but I do let them be open-ended with it. I can build a structure that I can fit inside. We've had some really creative ways that kids have come up with that. We can build a structure that our whole group can fit inside. We actually had one group complete that challenge. So this is one where we talk a lot about teamwork because these things take a long time to build with.